Yo, what's up?
Hi, it's so nice to meet
It's
you.
nice to
Here, I'm
meet
just gonna make
you
sure
too.
that we get a moderator. Let me see. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. Okay, well, I'm gonna start it off. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ambition Amplified Live. I am Madeline, and today we're meeting with a very special guest, Heartbreak Homie.
Yo,
Thank you so much for being here.
what's up,
I'm gonna start it
everybody?
off. I'm gonna start it off by asking you to introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Heartbreak Homie. I'm a well, well-rounded, wear many hats artist.
Fantastic. So I guess I'm going to start it off as I know you just said you're well rounded, but how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Um, confident, authentic, and let me see. I don't know. Confident, authentic, and talented.
Perfect.
Talented. Period.
Yes,
Period.
absolutely.
Period.
You know, just those 3 things, you can do amazing things. Yeah. Okay, so it was just the 1 year anniversary of your album Social Butterfly, which
Thank you
congratulations. I'm like, that's
so
super
much.
amazing. So can you share with us like one of your favorite projects or collaborations that you've made so far as an artist?
Um, One of my favorite collaborations would probably have to be my feature on Morgan Gold's album. I have a song with Morgan Gold. It's called Identity Theft. It's like very poppy and fun, and it's something different. It has a different sound. So it's probably one of my best collaborations. One of my favorite projects by myself would probably to this day still be my first project, Heartbreaker.
Yeah. Um,
I appreciate your research.
oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna dive deep into your art. So while looking at your discography on Spotify, some of your earliest music that you released is in like 2020. I wanted to know like what got you into making music in the first place.
Um, Seeing other people do it wrong. uh, no, seriously. I managed for 5 years, so I kind of just got the like bug to be involved. It kind of was like I had to come out my shell. My friends encouraged me once they heard like what I was working with, having fun, freestyling in the car, stuff like that. Once they heard like, dang, okay, she can rap a little bit. She got a little talent in her. It kind of just went from there.
Yeah, what did you look at in certain artists when you were managing? Like what kind of music were you drawn to?
I'm not drawn to a certain type of a kind of music. It's I like anything that sound good.
Yeah.
Um, I listen to everything, literally everything. So, um, when I was managing artists, I was looking for artists that was one talented, two serious, and like ready to have like a good work ethic. Because I think that's what it takes to be an artist. Because I don't want this more than you. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, if you were passionate, talented, and just kind of true to yourself, I was down to work with you.
Yeah. To kind of talk about like not being set in one genre, your recent album Social Butterfly, like it was written in many blogs about like that it didn't stick to one genre. Do you find it's important as an artist to kind of explore different ways of making music, different genres to like grow as an artist?
Absolutely. Especially if you're like just starting out or just starting to find that core group of supporters that are willing to listen to as soon as you drop. Because I'm a big fan of showing people everything. So then 10 years from now, they're not like, oh, heartbreak switched up, or oh, she trying to be somebody she not. Like, no, listen to everything I can do now. Decide if you like it. Decide if you want to stay around. And then later, when my whole album is pop, it won't be like random.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think it's very important for artists to explore stuff because one, that reason I just explained, but also because doing say you do hip hop songs or whatever, doing that one R&B song could literally lead you to the fact that you were supposed to be an R&B artist this whole time. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that starting whatever projects you want to start will lead you to where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. I think it's amazing. Like you never know until you try different
Yeah,
genres.
Yep.
One thing I do want to know is how did you come up with the name Heartbreak Homie?
Being heartbroken. Uh, so yeah, my name is Heartbreak Homie because I've been heartbroken. Growing up in Chicago, you experience a lot of grief. I've lost friends. Stuff started to really hit close to home. So the heartbreak was kind of based on that loss, but actually sticking to heartbreak, it came it came from just many of songs. My favorite Jackson 5's song is called This Place Hotel. The hook is like Heartbreak Hotel. Mariah Carey, Heartbreaker, the song. Like all of those stuff like resonate with me. So once I was trying to figure out my name, I knew Homie was going to be there. I've always been Homie. I've been Homie since high school. But I didn't know what was going to be in front of it. So yeah, heartbreak just kind of started to stick out to me, and I was experiencing it and didn't have a name to put on it. And I was like, wait, this is heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is.
Yeah, and a lot of your songs too, they speak about like this deep heartbreak or even like subtle heartbreak as well. I like that a lot of your songs kind of stick to your name as well.
Thank you.
Um, so speaking of which, can you talk a little bit about your creative process at all?
What you want to know? I like
Everything.
to, I like to, I like to write in the studio. I like to create in the studio, especially recently. When I first started making music, of course, a lot of it was at home in the wee hours of the night, just up on YouTube. But now that I've kind of developed a sound and have a team to help me create that sound, I definitely like staying in the studio and just writing. Um, my producer will tell you I'm the person that soon as he starts making the beat, before it's even done, exported, he added drums, I already am writing. Like I already know what I want to do with the song. So that's just a little bit about creative process. You roll up, relax, listen to some beats, start writing. I'm not really an artist that writes without a beat. I know a lot of people are like that. Like they'll come with their notes loaded up, and I'm just like, dang, you just wrote a song. Like you don't got no beat to it though. Like I don't know how. I think it's a credible skill. So um, I kind of will probably try to play with it myself. I'm a big fan of like mastering your craft. So, but yeah, my creative process is really kind of simple. Roll up, see what beat speaks to you. I kind of play around with flows. I don't really ever know what I'm going to say. I just know how I want to say it. And then once the flow is down, I go back and put words to it.
I love that. To also talk about your creative process, your song "Falling in Love" from Social Butterfly. There's a moment when the beat kind of slows down to this almost like heartbeat kind of
Hmm.
rhythm,
Hmm.
and your voice becomes like an echo in the back, and it made this environment of I felt like I was kind of floating in this like
Yes.
liminal
I
space.
I wanted it to be kind of overwhelming. Like, you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Like, I have butterflies. Like, I'm falling in love. Like, I wanted the sound, and that's another nod to my team. Tarzan Phoenix, man. He's one of my favorite producers in the city. He's my producer, engineer. I also work very close with very special ed, and they understand what I want and what I like, my vision. So that's all Phoenix. Like all of that you're hearing, that's all Phoenix. I just write the songs and I do the layers, and then he'll be like, okay, this sounds cool if I would do this, do that. Because he knows like what I'm trying to accomplish. So I can't even take credit for that. That's all Phoenix.
No, but still, like the collaboration of the two of you, like Phoenix
Yeah.
and your work, like I guess you guys go in together. Do you find that you go in with like an intent to make your music immersive?
Yes,
Because I
always.
really feel that way.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. I'm not that person that's going to go to the studio and drop the song that I recorded the next day.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I need people to feel something. I got a purpose and I want to fulfill it, and it won't come unless I've added five layers and a beat switch or something. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you can definitely feel like the blood, sweat, and tears and all the music that you do. There's a lot of passion to kind of talk about how you want your audience to perceive your music. Like what do you want your audience to take away after listening to one of your songs?
That they can be themselves, and that no matter what happens, heartbreak, love, good friendship, loss of family members, whatever, no matter what happened, you can still be yourself. You're still worthy of love, and it's better to just be yourself than try to fit in a box. If everybody can just take that away, like that would make me happy.
Yeah. How do you find that you strive to be an individual in an industry that kind of tends to push out very
Mhm.
similar artists, especially in mainstream? How do you work to become an individual in the music industry?
Not, not listening to nobody,
Good.
doing what I want. That's the only way. People tell you all the time, oh, you should make a song like this, or you should make a song like that. Hey, that one song, you should go back and then do it like this. And like, no, thank you. Like, of course, you know what I'm saying? I listen to my friends, and Astro Stacks is watching right now. Like, she'll tell you, I'll hit her up, like, hey, how, you know what I'm saying? What do you think we should do with this? Should it go on this project? Should it do that? But for the most part, I'm not listening to nobody outside my circle. And even then, they're like, this stubborn mother. Like, so it really the best. That's the best way. Like I said, be you. You tell people no. Don't listen to people. I don't know, because everybody's path is for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What works for one artist might not work for me.
You know, as like to go off of that, you talk about your stubbornness and how you have this like specific intent with your music. How do you find that your love for spoken word has helped you when making music and your individuality when making music?
Um, Spoken word and stuff like that helps with the delivery of my music while recording. How hard I want to say something, how like literally how hard or how light, what emphasis, the delivery, the dramatics, like that's how it helps, because you don't want to be monotone, you know. You want to kind of I like my music to feel like a roller coaster almost sometimes. So like sometimes the delivery has to be impactful and emphasized and dramatic and extra.
Mhm. So I want to also know, like, why Chicago? What about the community lifestyle and culture of Chicago kind of draws you in?
um well, I was born in it, so that's one. But man, that's a very good question, because I was just talking about how people leave the city to like make it other places.
Hmm.
And I guess why I haven't done it yet. Because I just feel like Chicago has such uh a energy that is, it's forever motivating. It's like a hustler spirit that runs through our city. So it's like if you're not growing, you're dying. So I personally want to see Chicago do well, and I personally want Chicago to know that I love Chicago and that Chicago deserves love and all of that stuff. If I would love to bring some love back to Chicago, some unity, some community back to Chicago.
Yeah, it
Um
definitely deserves
it
it.
deserves it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I know you also work with the creative sessions, and they work to strive for collaboration with
Hmm.
fellow artists in Chicago as well as to give back to the music community. How important to you is giving back to the community of Chicago?
It's extremely important. I am secretary for our nonprofit. I have a nonprofit called Young and Gifted Shy. Me, my best friend Hefe312, and our mentor Kenny Mack created it. And yeah, we do food drives, we do back to school drives, all of that stuff. It's very important to me. I'm also working on some stuff myself, like a Christmas drive and stuff like that, because I think giving back is very important. I think these as I get older, like I'm 28, so like as I get older, I see my generation having kids, and like, you know what I'm saying? The parents are young and we kind of don't know what we're doing and all of that stuff. So I think it's very important to give back, because it's not as much leadership and guidance as it was back in the day.
Yeah, and it definitely takes a village. I know you talked about people who have kids and different communities, and as artists, I find like being an artist is one of the most vulnerable things that you can
Hmm.
be. Do you find that it really takes a village to find that confidence and to have the platform that you do?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't do this without my village. The and also I'm grateful for the people that do have lives and kids and stuff, and come to see me perform at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. Like, so I'm the village is the support is the most important thing. I literally do this for my heartbreakers. Then my friends and family are heartbreakers as well. So I do this for y'all. Like I don't I I this confidence is like a switch. You know what I'm saying? I don't always feel good. I don't always feel like the biggest dog in the world. Like I truly do struggle with pushing through sometimes, but the village helps. The check-ins help. The group chat helps. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I also want to talk about, throughout your music career so far, you've collaborated with a lot of different artists. I know with Jeffy 312
Mhm.
and Very Special Ed, you have many songs that you guys have worked on together. How important is working with other artists to you?
It's very important simply because other artists have their own fan bases and their fan bases can become a part of your fan base. Uh, it's also important because you learn how other people work. And I always, that's like the most interesting part to me of all of it is like somebody writes in the corner with the headphones listening to the beat by themselves. Somebody wants to literally stand at the mic instead of sitting down and writing, they just want to stand at the mic and they're not even recording. Like it's crazy. I think collaborate, especially true collaborations like that in the studio versus sending a verse. You get what I'm saying? Uh, I think it's very important because other people can bring their energy to your vision, and it's sometimes the energy you didn't even think you needed.
Yeah. Do you also find that it helps to like relieve pressure, like the pressure that's on you as an artist too when you're working with others?
No, because it's always a silent competition. Like the pressure is on for sure because you don't want to disappoint your collaborator. You don't know if your collaborator is going to disappoint you. You don't know if they're gonna take what you said in your verse, like jab. Are you secretly talking about me on this song? Like you never know. It's just nerves. It's just nerves. But I collaborate mostly with my close friends. I don't. I have very few songs that aren't with people that know me by my name. You know what I'm saying? So with that type of stuff, it's always fun and it's the best way to collaborate. I don't really feel like it's silent competition, but it's friendly competition with that. Collaborating with my friends, especially people that have known me for over 2 to 3 years, is it's one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah. I also find that like slight competition really, really helps to bring the best, at least of me, out. Do you find the
Yeah, I
same?
don't want to go against a weak person. Like yeah, it's slight competition brings the best out of you. Show me the best. That's who I want to collaborate with anyway.
I love that. I also wanted to shout out the fact that you recently were in New York and you also hosted a networking mixer in NYC called Slice
Hmm.
to meet like fellow artists and talk about like food,
Hmm.
culture, music,
Yep.
fashion. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about how you came up with that idea and also the importance of putting yourself out there as an artist and to meet new people.
Um, I have been traveling to New York since 2009. Shout out to my mama. We took road trips all the time and stuff like that. And first time in New York, fell in love. Second time was like 2015. It was cool. I had a friend who my best friend had left Chicago and lived out there, so I got to visit him. But my last couple of trips before 2024, I got to like immerse myself into New York. I stayed in New York for a month one time on Long Island. Like I just built friends and connections. So, and then sometimes family moves around, stuff like that. So this time was my most intentional visit. Slice came to be because I simply want to bridge the gap. I have so many connections there. I wanted to bridge the gap. And connect with other people that are connected to my connections, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, yeah, it was very intentional. I just wanted to bridge the gap, see what the vibes are. I'm planning on doing shows elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need that one artist from the cities to come open or come close. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's super important to want. Like I want to conquer my city, but I also think it's super important to have slight roots other places
Mhm.
because that's the whole point of this is to expand.
Yeah, I know New York will love to have you. I'm from New Jersey, and I will definitely
Oh,
make the trip to come
nice,
in and see you if, whenever you're
nice.
there.
Shout
Um,
out Jersey.
shout out Jersey every day. What is some advice that you have for artists that are wanting to branch out and work with other people?
Um, uh, my advice to artists that want to branch out and work for other people would be to be ready to be true to yourself. Be ready to be true to yourself. If you're gonna branch out, understand that whatever happens in those connections doesn't have to change you as an artist. You can still be yourself and collab with somebody who makes completely different music than you, or you know what I'm saying? For example, I got on a song with some of the guys, and they all had these very nice rap verses and very little melodies, little auto tune. And then I came and I rapped for like half my verse, and then like halfway I switched it up and started singing. And my homie stopped the track on me like, no, 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 Heartbreak, don't sing, don't harmonize, don't. And I was like, bro, don't ever stop me again. Like, what are you doing? So and you just gotta be confident. So make sure you're ready when you reach out. Make sure that you're ready to reach out. If that makes sense, like make sure that you know who you are as an artist and what you're looking for and what you're trying to gain from this collaboration, or else you will go into it confused and you will come out confused.
Mm-hmm. So it's like what you're saying is it's really important to be an advocate for yourself and for your specific
Yes,
sound voice.
yes,
Yeah.
because
Um,
if we do an album together or something like that, half the songs could be similar to my sound, half the songs could be similar to your sound, but I'm not going in and making a whole album that sounds like somebody else's. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I do. Because it's never worth it to kind of jeopardize your own sound in order to make another person more happy. It's gonna end up, with some resentment at the end of the day, and that's never worth it. So you're managed by Lex. So for anyone who wants to follow them at Lex the Moneymaker, please do. And I know they're in the chat right now as well.
Yeah,
So how has having a manager with the dream team of like uplift artists helped you?
oh man, it helped me so much. I wanted a manager like a year ago, and I wasn't ready. And now it came very organic, like naturally. I just, what's up with you? Hey, how you doing? And then once I found out Lex liked my music, I was like, what? And she was like, no, I really like your music. I'm like, well, what you trying to do? Like, I need help. So having somebody who literally dedicates themselves to uplifting artists is is one of the biggest helps and blessings of my year. I'm very grateful for Lex. I think I have an amazing manager. And it's not even just about uplifting artists. Lex wants to make sure that artists are treated well. You get what I'm saying? Like, forget uplifting. Like, make sure when you go in that room, you don't let them treat you like you don't belong in that room. Because there's going to be other people who are at different stages in their career and who feel like you shouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? Lex is going to make sure that you going in that room prepared. And that's what I really, really appreciate. I don't consider myself um needing the biggest like molding, should I say. Like, I don't need the biggest hands-on stuff, but I still like appreciate the fact that Lex willing to get in the trenches with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Willing to get down in the dirty with me. Like, okay, you might not need me to tell you how to act when you go in that room, but once we get in the room, don't forget this, don't forget this. Make sure you do this, do this. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate having a manager, and I'm pretty sure Lex is gonna be my manager, like forever.
I hope so. I know the best managers are the ones that kind of like pick you up, turn you around, shake you off, and push you back out there. And
Yes,
there's
yes.
that mama
She's
bear and
yes.
that hype woman.
She definitely like, okay, so what you want to do? Like, either you're gonna calm down, think it over, or we're gonna say scrap the whole thing. Just let me know. Like, let me know.
Mhm.
Like, you cool? Okay.
To kind of go off of that, how important to you is lifting up other artists?
Oh, it's super important. Because art is art. It's okay. Like, it's okay to just be yourself and be creative and try new things. And a lot of artists come out the gate comparing themselves to so and this, that, and the third. And I really want other artists to just understand that it's okay. It's art. Like, you can be sensitive about it. You can be protective about it. You can you can make 1,000 songs and never drop them. As long as you feel like you got your relief, who go at it. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think uplifting other artists is very important, and I encourage other artists to find artist friends as well.
Mhm. In your song Lonely from your Summer's End album, you and Jeffy 312, you talk about, feeling alone in, at least how I interpret it, like alone in a world of like fake people and haters and the pressure of the music industry and also trying
Mhm.
to make it to the top. Do you find that in order to combat this pressure, you have to, kind of create this space of, a healthy mindset and positivity?
Yes, it's something I'm working on currently still. That song's kind of like, a little older, but it still resonates with me right now. It's something I'm working on is one, watching what I put into my body so that my mind is healthy, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Like I'm really trying to get into like this wellness space and like take care of myself, love myself better, eat better, whatever it is, because like I told you, this is a switch. Like to walk to be me is I have to push myself to be that. But sometimes you can't do that if your mental isn't right. And I think a lot of times the first thing we need to do is get our head right. And I think that really truly goes with who's around you and what you put in your body. So yeah, I'm trying to get right, you know?
yeah. I think also, like, having this, positive mental health can be one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself, but also one of the hardest things to kind of transition into. Like, do you have any advice for people that are trying to foster this positivity in their lives?
Um, keep trying.
Yeah.
I still battle depression. I lost my best friend to suicide, and it really sent me down a dark path. And I am here now, smiling, laughing, and healing. And you can too. You can too. Keep going. Don't give up on yourself, and just make sure that your healing process is your healing process. You know, it's no right or wrong way to move on, to carry on.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for your loss, by the way. I know that they are with you every day.
Oh
That can
yeah,
be one of the most
yeah.
hard
He's
things
right
to go
here.
through.
He's right
Oh,
here. He's all right.
beautiful.
Yeah, he's
Beautiful.
good. That's a handsome young man.
Yeah, very dapper, very handsome. um, so you tend to write songs about, past relationships and personal struggles, life lessons, and you draw a lot of inspiration for your own personal life when writing. Do you find that doing this is therapeutic?
Yes, absolutely. It's my only form of therapy. Literally. It's my literally. I whatever, especially recently, whatever I am feeling, I can go write about it. It was so hard before. I was talking to Astro Stacks one day and she was just like, I can't write when I'm angry, twin. I can't write when I'm this. And I'm like, dang, low key me either. Like I gotta come back the next day or like calm down. But now, if I'm pissed, I could probably write like right now. Um, recently, you know what I'm saying. A lot of transitions have been happening in my career, so it's hard to find those moments in life that inspire you to write. So you kind of just got to pull it out of your ass sometimes. But yeah, I think writing is the best form of therapy. Really, to me, it's not necessarily so much the writing. I think recording is my therapy. Like doing 80 takes, doing 80 to 20 takes is my therapy. It's like in the gym, shooting half court shots until one go in.
Yeah, kind of talking about like when you're writing and you possibly could have like a kind of a block or you're kind of stuck on what you want to do to move forward. What are some of your music inspirations that help you kind of get relieved of that?
Ooh, that's a tough question because writer's block hits you out of
Mm-hmm.
nowhere and there isn't necessarily a cure. But when I find myself in those times I can't write, I will go outside. I think having like I said, finding those life moments that inspire you. You can't write if you wrote about everything that inspired you
Yeah,
already. Like take a trip, go to the club. We going outside. We doing something. Something's going to inspire something. A billboard, the funny guy drunk dancing. Like something's gonna. You got to move around. Don't stay complacent, else you will not pull nothing. It won't come.
yeah.
Unless at least that's what I believe. I know I could be wrong. Somebody might be able to sit in a room for 4 days and come up with something. I'm not. That's not
In
me.
my experience, no. I If I have writer's block, you won't live life by staying in your room. Is what
Yeah,
my dad always
exactly.
says to me.
Like you
Like
won't find something to write about, and what are you gonna do? Write about the paint peeling? Like
the
I don't
ceiling
know,
fan.
the
I don't
ceiling
know.
fan. Like
When you think about who are the other artists that have inspired you throughout your life to become the artist that you are now?
Michael Jackson,
Mm,
Beyonce, Janet Jackson, Usher, and Drake.
awesome.
You?
Everybody's at the top of their game.
Yeah, everybody that's at the top of their game.
um, so who is your dream artist to collaborate with?
Aubrey, Drake, Graham. No question.
Hmm.
No question. Mike and Whitney are already
Yeah.
gone. So Drake. Mm.
So you have performed at Unity Jam and Jet Gala, and tomorrow, if I'm correct, you're going to be going to the From Madness to Masterpieces event.
Yes.
How do you stay focused before like a big moment, and how do you deal with nerves before performing?
Um, I always have tea on show day to just calm my insides. I always have tea, and I kind of don't really get nervous until like 3 minutes before. Like, and literally as I'm walking on stage, I'm nervous, and then 10 seconds into it, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, to be honest with you, I black out on most performances. That's why recording. If you're watching this and you are gang, keep recording me when I perform because that's the only way I'm gonna know what happened. I don't pay attention when I'm performing. I am blacked out seriously, but I don't really I pray before, and then see, look, she girl what nerves, right? I don't really be nervous. I really don't be nervous. But if I am nervous, I know once I see my friends in the crowd or backstage with me, like I said, I'll pray and just go out there and do it. I mean, this what you want to do, right? You know, so like you just got to do it, push
Do you
through.
tend to like just kind of lock eyes with an audience member and you're like, I'm doing this for you, and everything just kind of goes?
I try to look in eyes, but multiple.
Hmm.
I lock eyes multiple times.
Yeah.
And every performance, if my friends are there, I always give them at least 20 seconds of favoritism. Like I'll stand right in front of them and perform for them, and then I got to give everybody else a chance. But yeah, I love performing.
No, when I see you, I'll go like this so that I make sure that you make eye contact with me.
I'll see you.
You'll just see a
I
crazy
got you.
girl in the crowd doing that.
I'll come over and rock with you. I'll come over and rock with you.
Thank you.
I got you.
Um, what advice do you have for other artists, who deal with anxiety before performing?
Ooh, find what calms you. Find what calms you. Try meditation. Um, I don't know what anybody believes in, but whatever you believe in, find that and have that relationship with your beliefs and use that to motivate you to calm down, go out there and
Yeah.
kill it.
Um, so this question is sort of how would you define yourself as a professional, and what do you bring to like every work environment that you're a part of?
Um, I, as a professional, I define myself as a team player.
Mhm.
Period. Like, um, I define myself as a leader as well, but I'm a team player at the end of the day. Like I can have my vision and I'm a perfectionist and I can have my vision, but I pride myself on having a student mentality. Like like I told you, somebody's gonna inspire. Somebody can bring something to your vision that you didn't know you needed. So I try to be a team player, if anything, and just see what we are feeling as a team. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what I want, and I can know what's best for me. But at the end of the day, my work ethic is very important to me, and I would hate to be the difficult diva. I'm gonna be the difficult asshole, but diva is like extra, okay?
Mhm.
But yeah, I would hate for people to not want to work with me, you know?
Yeah, I like that too because you kind of mentioned that you have to be, a student of your craft before you can be a master. And I think there's a lot of pressure to kind of immediately be good at something. Do you find that throughout the different albums that you've made and the different songs that you're seeing yourself grow as an artist?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was listening to my music this morning. And I'm just like, wow, I sound so different. Like, wow, this is so different. But I also peeped, I say a lot of the same, like, not exact lines or words, but like the energy is the
Mhm.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel the same way I felt 4 years ago. Like man, I love my old music. I
um,
definitely think I've grown. I definitely think my bars and metaphors and stuff like that has gotten better.
no, I liked your music. I've been listening to it all day. I've been really jamming it. My
Oh,
favorite was Tropicana. I really love Tropicana. I kind of want a T-shirt that says it because it was like what I just want somebody to say to me, "You're juicy like Tropicana." That's just what.
yeah, juicy like chop. I can't now. I'm gonna make your shirt. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. Also, everybody, shout out to merch. You did drop new merch recently for
Yeah,
the 1 year anniversary of your album, Social Butterfly. People, please go on their link tree and look at the new merch that was launched. You even have lighters, and that was I just lost my lighter,
yeah,
so I was like, maybe
yeah.
I'll buy this one.
I got you.
Thank you. Um, oh, what advice would you give people, who are getting into the music world?
Explore it. Explore it. Um, don't stick to one sound. Don't stick to one studio engineer. Whatever. Explore it. Bounce around. Go to open mics. Go to networking sessions. Come to anything Creative Sessions is doing. Yeah. I think popping out is the best thing you can do as a new artist because you can see the industry that you're trying to be in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't want to be here and then not know what's going on once you get there.
Mhm.
Pop out, check the vibes, check the temperature check, and go ahead.
Mhm. I feel the exact same thing. I am a film student at Columbia here in Chicago,
Oh
and
wow,
so like
nice.
the film world and going to the theater, like that's my master class is going to theaters, seeing movies. Do you find that's the same way when you go to a concert of an artist that
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Honestly, I'm with you. I like film. I'm a cinephile. So really, so really going to the movies is going. I don't even watch it as a consumer now. Now I'm watching at the angles. Now I'm watching at the color grading, the way the director did this. So that helps me more than the actual concert because seeing other people put details and like hard work into what they want the audience to see is it's very similar to big production and stuff like that. But in a concert, production can cloud the performance. In a movie, that kind of all works together. So yeah, I
I
think
like
that
that what you
helps more.
said about like looking at film. I know you recently, at least on your link tree, I was looking at your music video for Wait Until, and
Mhm.
I really liked it. You were on
Thank
the
you.
bridge and you were using like the color green.
Hmm.
What was your team and also your idea for using the color green in that music video?
Um, Heart of the City kind of took that video on full on. I know I wanted to be downtown. I know we wanted to be in the city, and I wanted to like have this feeling of like lackadays, is that whatever that word is? That lackadaisical feeling of just like being in a whatever. Like wait until they notice me. Like, you know, in the movies when they're looking out the window in the taxi as you pull up to Times Square and their eyes get big. Like that's the vibe I wanted to do. And Jacob, my videographer who owns Heart of the City, he really his vision for that was this is like this is like Gotham, like this is Dark Knight, like this is the Joker hanging out the cop car, like that. So once we kind of came to that conclusion, it was like yes, that's it. This video is officially in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
So and Batman is filmed here often,
Mm-hmm.
so
I do
so yeah,
absolutely.
so it all made sense, and that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, to kind of talk about some of the more like the films that you like, because I know you said you're a cinephile like me. Is there specific soundtracks too that you're really drawn to that have been used in films before?
I think the Prince of Egypt soundtrack is amazing.
Yes, it is. Nobody
I
talks about
think
that movie.
uh I like the Footloose soundtrack.
Mhm.
Um Breakfast Club soundtrack is pretty good. I think uh what else? Ooh, what else do I like? I mean Tarzan has a great soundtrack. I don't know, like
No,
I
Phil
I like
Collins.
I like a
Phil
lot of stuff.
Collins did an amazing job with Tarzan.
I like I like American Gangster soundtrack. Black Panther soundtrack produced
Yeah.
by Kendrick. American Gangster soundtrack was produced by Jay Z. Jay Z also produced the Great Gatsby soundtrack. Fire, please, girl. We'll be on here
Oh my
talking
gosh,
all night.
fantastic. No, I love that. I love now that people are cinephiles. That's the best thing. Um, to kind of go back. Oh, also I wanted to talk about, and I was going to say this at the end, but now that we're talking about movies, you recently acted in a project called Prodigal Souls. I wanted to hear
Yeah,
about, your experience with that project and being on set and kind of trying out the art form of acting. How was that for you?
terrifying. As much as confident as I am, that was the one thing that has happened in my career that has completely scared me. These I work with professionals, students, multiple people, and everybody is like, know what they're doing, and I'm like, I've never acted outside of Kenwood's drama class, so I don't know, like it was so I had a great director, though. It was very nerve wracking, but like the character kind of was like made for me. So I wanted to go in, I wanted to kill it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kill it. But what was very difficult for me, as much as I love movies, I thought, since you love movies, you think it's gonna be easy. I always wanted to be in a movie, but no. What was very what was very difficult for me wasn't remembering the lines or connecting to the character. It was remembering the lines after the director gave direction.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that take was good. Next time, can you lean closer? Can you turn your shoulder more to the camera, but don't look at the camera? And so you got to remember all of that while trying to remember the lines. And that's what's
Hmm.
hard because I can get the lines off, but I also can't do what I want to do. You can't move how you want to move. You got to move exactly how they want the character to move. And that is the hardest part of all of it is
Yeah.
taking my critiques, applying them while remembering what I have to say.
No, it's also like trying to remember how to be, human in like kind of a circus of overwhelming, you
Yeah,
know,
it's like you don't want
organ.
to be a robot. You got to make your characters, you got to make people forget they're watching a movie. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So you got to act. Literally, you got to act. So acting as somebody else. Um, and then when you call cut, you're treated as heartbreak. So it's like, okay, but it was very very fun. I enjoyed it. I wish it, and it's so funny. I love the crew. I want to work with them again and again and again. And I know each crew will be different and stuff like that. But I wish I could do it again right now.
Yeah. So you do have plans to act in the future
Oh,
in another?
absolutely. Uh, I'm gonna be producing and writing and all that
Mhm.
stuff. I'm probably gonna have a TV show or two.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you find that like as an artist, it's a great experience to try different art forms as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I think art is like the best thing known to man simply because everything else in the world is so structured or so it tries to be. Like society tries to shame you to be a certain way. So being an artist is the dopest thing you could be because that's the one thing we got that's ours is our brains.
Mhm.
These glasses don't belong to me. They were made by somebody else. This hoodies is champions. Like you get what I'm saying? Like our brains though, that's ours. So put your creativity out in the world is I eventually think it's gonna save the world. I know a lot of people that aren't artists don't get it because it's like all of these real world things are going around and art kind of is like make believe. It kind of doesn't exist because you make it. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, so a lot of people don't get it, but I think being an artist is the best thing in the world.
I agree with you. It's a gift, definitely.
And I think everybody, every single person on this earth has some type of art
Oh,
gift.
I
They just don't
completely
know it.
agree. Yeah. And I find it's so like for me, art is my job, but it's also such a therapeutic thing. And I know we talked about this already, that I wish more people kind of delved deep into what like the inner artist is telling them to do,
Yeah.
Um so as an artist, you've likely faced challenges along the way. Can you share with us a challenge that you've been through and how you've overcome it in your career?
A challenge that I've overcome often is being the only girl in the room. Um, being respected by male rappers. Challenges I overcome. Being treated bad at showcases, but still having to give my supporters a good show because they paid to come
Yeah.
see me. Um, every curator isn't, the best curator, or every event isn't the most organized or whatever. So sometimes, like, how artists like not show up to their sets, I couldn't do that to my people. Like, so that's very challenging. It's a challenge because you want to be like, man, fuck this, I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not like being somewhere at 9 o'clock and then finding out when you get there that you're not performing till 1. What am I about to do for 5 hours? Like, what are you talking about? Like, so those are challenges, you know what I'm saying? It wanting it so bad that you take the opportunities while not trying to be an opportunist.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that is like the toughest challenge, because it's like right now I'm in this realm of being compensated for my shows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So a challenge would be a super good show that's not going to pay me, but it might be good exposure. That's a challenge, because I want to keep my integrity. I want to treat myself how I deserve to be treated, and I think I put in enough work to be treated a certain way.
Yeah.
And plus, once you're invested in, I can invest back in you know what I'm saying? Pay me so I can give you the best show ever. I can pay dancers now because you paid me. Now my manager and whoever else she wants, like, what my whole team is getting in free now because you paid me. Like, you never know. So that's a big challenge, is continuing to do stuff for the love of performing, for the love of music, for the love of having new ears and my supporters, and just showing them how grateful I am, pushing through on the times where I feel like I could have, been treated better.
Yeah. Like you said in the past, like just now, that you
In the
that
past,
sentence
just
made
now.
no sense. I have too many thoughts racing in my head. But you talked about being, the only girl in the room. Like I experienced that too. I'm a female director. It's very male dominated. And it can be very maddening to feel like your voice is being understood and really
Mhm.
listened to. For me at least, I find that sometimes I want to give up, but I remember that I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the next little girl that wants to be in this room. Do you find that you're doing the
Mhm.
same thing when it comes to your music?
Yes, yes. I don't do this just for me at all. I do this for the next generation. I do this for Chicago. I do this for anybody that feels like they can't. I do it to literally show everybody
Yeah.
you can do it. Like, hey, I used to go to school with her. Exactly. Like, exactly. So you can do it too. That's my point. Like, hey, I remember seeing you at that block party when you were 8. Great. Did you follow your dreams? Like, so I yeah, I hope to inspire the world to just be themselves, go for it, and be the best you that you can be.
Um, I have so much respect for that. And to kind of go off of you know, you recently were on the Invisible podcast radio where you talked about, how discipline and ambition can encourage sustainability in your life.
Hmm.
Can you
Hmm.
kind of talk about that more when it comes to like your commitment as an artist?
Um, committing. So I I can't remember exactly what I said, but committing creates stability,
Mm-hmm.
and it creates stability because when you commit to something, you have to be dedicated, you have to be ambitious, and you have to hone in on it and connect to it and be consistent. So committing to your artistry, is those same things apply. In order to get stability, in order for music to pay your bills, in order for your whatever your goals are, you have to be consistent. You have to be committed to being an artist. Like, when I get off this live, I'm taking my chain off. You get what I'm saying? But before I got on, I put my chain on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be committed to being an artist. So yeah, I think to be the best person that you want to be artistically, you just have to continue to be consistent. If you are not committed to being an artist, if this is your side hustle, it will stay that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I don't mean you can't have a 9 to 5 when I say side hustle. I mean, literally, if you're not going to your 9 to 5 for music, then it's a side hustle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, you were just in NYC, for events during Fashion
Hmm.
Week, and also I know you're very fashion is very important to you. How do
Hmm.
you find that?
Wow, thank you for noticing
No,
that.
of
That's right.
course. Like I love all your outfits that you show on your Instagram too. Like
Thank you.
it's very like visible to me at least that fashion is very important to you. How do you find that you incorporate, style into your artistic persona?
Um, my grandmother always said, if you look good, you feel
Hmm.
good. So that's one. I try to look how I wanna. Cause I told you, if I'm not in the mood to be heartbreak, at least if I put on the outfit, I might feel good.
Hmm.
Like I might get in the mood. I think having your own style is very important as an artist. I think image is important as an artist. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's in the crowd. You never know who Ruby's invited. So, yeah, like you better put that shit on
Hmm.
because you don't want to be looked over. Like if I look around the room and everybody's in black, like I'm gonna be the one in red.
Yeah.
Trust me. Trust me. I don't even like buying shoes everybody else has.
Hmm.
Like I want you to be like, where'd you get those? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a process and yeah, I am like super into fashion and style and recently I've connected with a stylist, so it's like seeing her do her thing and like helping her with her brand, it shows me that people actually watch what you're people actually watch what you're wearing, what you're
Yeah.
doing, and it's like, oh dang. So wait, I need to step it up a little bit in my performance outfits though. What I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everyday life and popping out to these events, those outfits are cool too. But while I'm performing, it has to be spectacular. Like, it has to pop.
Yeah.
It has to be spectacular.
Also, like as an artist, a lot of people see you like for the first time,
Yes.
and so you have to show your personality through the clothes that you wear. And I think it's important to have an interest in fashion, especially when in your line of work.
Yeah.
So I also want to give a little shout out to the fact that you are constantly showing so much gratitude to your fans, the Heartbreakers. How has having a following and having supporters helped you as an artist?
Uh, I wouldn't be here on this interview without them. I tell you that. It helps immensely. It's really the true help. When you say help, that we're talking about heartbreakers. The H in heartbreaker stands for help because if they didn't share my post, if they didn't show up, if they didn't um comment or whatever, I would come off as a struggling artist or an aspiring artist. Like, you get what I'm saying? When you go to my page, when you come to my shows, when you watch my video, I want you to know, like, oh no, this is somebody that takes it serious. This is somebody who is going places. I wanna tag along too. I want you to become a follower based off how my followers treat me. Uh, I remember before, I don't know if you know who Chairman
No, I don't. Oh wait. Oh, there, now I can hear you.
yeah. Somebody was calling. How
Oh.
rude of them. Yeah, so Alan, who's at Healthy Hood, he also runs Canvas House. And Canvas House had an amazing showcase one time. And I think I had about 15 or 16 of my friends there. And this was a few years ago, so it was pretty early. And once I got off the stage, somebody's like another artist's mom pulled me to the side and she was like, all whoever you brought with you, like whoever your friends are, your supporters are, keep them around. Like this, your performance, the seeing them so turned, like
Mhm.
rapping and jumping around, she was like that was everything. Like that is amazing to see. So from that moment on, I kind of have made it a pressing issue to show my heartbreak as an overwhelming amount of love. Like I would not be me, I couldn't even be confident. I couldn't even be as confident as I am. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't come through for me.
Mhm. Kind of talk about your evolution as an artist too. You released your album Social Butterfly in 2023 and your single EP Crimson City in 2022, as well as other music and Summer Ends also in 2020.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of like change in the last 4 years and different music that you've been releasing. How have you seen yourself evolve in these past 4 years?
In these past 4 years, I've seen myself um the evolve production wise, like actually being hands on with how it sounds like, aside from just the lyrics or my delivery. Like how I told you I'll do 20 layers or whatever I got to do. That that is what is evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like me doing like 5 takes and getting upset that it's not coming out the way it is now, I've evolved to where we're not leaving until it's done. You get what I'm saying? I What's evolved about me is um the fact that I am willing to immerse myself into the creative process of making the song or the project sound exactly how I want it to, telling a story from song to song, especially in SB. SB is my was my most what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Strategic, intentional project yet. So if you listen to SB from top to bottom, it sounds like a full day. The songs in the beginning sound like daytime. The songs in the middle are winding you down at sunset, and the songs at the end are nighttime songs. So like that was very intentional. So that's what's evolved. Instead of us making 40 songs and picking out 12 to just give to you guys, I've evolved in the mindset of being sonically pleasing, being cohesive, and yeah, making it all flow together.
Yeah. Do you find like with the maturity of your music now, there's more room for intent? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yes,
Yeah. Fantastic. And so, what about the next 4 years? What do you want to be in the next 4 years?
on tour.
Yes,
I
we're
want to
gonna
be
see
on
you in
tour.
New York.
I want to be, yes. Come see me in New York. I'll slide on Jersey.
Thank
Uh,
you.
but yeah, yeah, I want to be on tour. I want to probably have like next 4 years. Definitely gonna get like a nice little short film out of me.
Oh,
Uh, I really want to do that. Like, and nobody's still my idea watching. No, I'm just playing. It's been done a million times. Don't worry. But yeah, like make a project, make a movie out of the whole project. That's very up my alley.
yeah.
Very much so on my checklist.
Do you find that you also want like a documentary about your music journey?
Yes, yes. I want a documentary so bad. I'm actually working on it. That's
Really?
actually y'all might actually see that coming soon. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, so one of our final questions, what do you want to be known as an artist?
The greatest entertainer in the world. Yeah. That seriously. I mean, I think Mike was the biggest thing ever known to man. So I'm not gonna say bigger than Mike, but I could be bigger than Lady
Ooh.
Gaga. I could be bigger than Beyonce. But no, seriously, to really just be the best that I can be.
Mhm.
That's all. I don't ever want to lose my passion or do it and make it. I don't ever want music to feel like a job.
Yeah, I hope that never happens. So one of our final questions is what does ambitious mean to you?
Oh, ambitious means never giving up
Mhm.
to me. Because if you got the ambition, you got the drive, you got the grind, you're gonna go for it. So to be ambitious means that you are not going to give up.
Mhm.
I like that question.
Thank you. So lastly, do you have any upcoming projects or gigs that we should know about and you want to shout out?
Um, Heartbreak Homies 2, which is a showcase of me and my
Mhm.
closest friends, or just artists that I like and enjoy. That is in December. My next project, Moonchild, will be yours in the spring.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you, Heartbreak Homie, for spending this last hour talking to me. It's been
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure. I want to see, does anybody have any questions in the chat at all?
Oh yeah, can we do that?
Let's see. I don't know if anybody put any chats. Any
Somebody talk to me.
any questions at all, guys? It could be favorite color, it could be favorite animal.
Literally. It could be what did you eat
What
today?
did you eat today? Um,
But
okay.
yeah, I think you might get a single out of me before the
Really?
year is over. I think so. Yeah, I think you're gonna get a single out of me before the year is over for sure.
Also, how long is your merch up for the anniversary of
The anniversary merch is up until Thanksgiving.
until Thanksgiving? Perfect. Okay, everybody, you heard that. Remember that.
Yeah,
Go check.
anniversary merch is up until Thanksgiving because it'll be a great Christmas present.
Especially the lighters too.
Yes,
Um,
especially the lighters.
well, thank you again. It has been such a pleasure. You've definitely made my night. Everybody, please follow Heartbreak Homie at Heartbreak Homie. And thank you so much for spending time with me and Ambitious Entertainment. It meant the world to us.
Thank you. Thank you so
What?
much. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, Ambitious. Thank you. I love this interview.
Oh, thank
I
you.
I truly enjoy an interviewer that does their
Oh,
research.
good. Thank
So that is awesome.
you. I enjoyed looking into your work. It was really, really amazing. And
Are
you
you a
have
heartbreaker
gotten to know.
now?
What'd you
Are
say?
you a heartbreaker
I am.
now?
I actually followed you on everything. I like found the
God dang it,
YouTube
we got
account.
one.
Like you got a new follower for like everything, so don't worry about it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is fun.
Of course, thank you again. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Peace.